This book is called Nellie, a Cat on Her Own, written by Natalie Babbitt. There was a little marionette once named Nellie who hung from a comfortable peg in the cottage of a clever old woman. The old woman had made Nellie from wood and yarn and broom straws, and every afternoon would take her down from her peg, wind up the music box, and pull her strings to make her leap and dig and spin just like a dancer on a stage. There was a real cat living in the cottage too. The old woman called him Big Tom. He didn't belong to her as Nellie did. He belonged only to himself. Still, he liked a warm fire and a bowl of milk, and so he stayed. And every afternoon he would watch in a puzzled way while Nellie danced. One night, when the old woman was asleep, Big Tom said to Nellie, "It would be better if you danced all on your own." "I could never do that," said Nellie. "Moonshine," said Big Tom, and he sprang up to the window and went out into the dark as he always did, to go wherever it is cats go and do whatever they do. Nellie stayed behind, as she always did. She never wondered where it was that Big Tom went or what he did. She was much too busy thinking how lovely it would be when she could dance again. It was a safe little life for Nellie, but then one day, the old woman, who was very, very old, fell sick, and after a time, she died. Her friends all came and took her away to the churchyard, and Nellie and Big Tom were left alone. "Whatever shall I do now?" wailed Nellie, "without my clever old woman?" "The thing to do," said Big Tom, "is go on to the next old woman." "But I belong to this old woman," said Nellie. "I don't want another." "Belong to yourself, then, like me," said Big Tom. "That way, when changes come, you will always be ready to hold your tail high and move along." Big Tom sounds like a very experienced cat, huh? "I can't hold my tail high and move along," said Nellie. "I can't dance either, not without my clever old woman. And you have no idea how lovely it is to dance." "Moonshine," said Big Tom. "Still, you mustn't stay here. You would better come with me." And he began to pull off the strings that were fastened to Nellie. "Oh!" cried Nellie. "Don't take away my strings." "If I don't," said Big Tom, "they will get in the way and tangle up." And he went on pulling till at last Nellie dropped to the floor with a clunk. "There," he said, "you are free now." He picked her up by the leg, ignoring her squeaks and squeals, and jumped with her through the window. Then he fetched the old woman's hat and set Nellie up inside it. "Here is your cart," he said, "and I will be your pony." And he took the hat's long ribbons in his mouth and dragged it off Nellie and all into the wide, wild world. Nellie had never once been out in the world before. It made her feel small, and at last she said again, "Whatever shall I do?" But Big Tom paid no attention. All right. They had not gone far when down from a tree leaned a cat with stripes. "Well," he said, "who is this you have got here?" "It's Nellie," said Big Tom. "We are moving." "But you will be there tonight, right?" asked the cat with stripes. "Oh, yes," said Big Tom. "It's right on our way." "Good," said the cat with stripes, and he settled back into the tree. As they started on, Nellie said, "I didn't know there were other cats." "Moonshine," said Big Tom. "But what did he mean about tonight?" asked Nellie. "There is a gathering," said Big Tom. "A gathering of friends." Oh, there you go. There's another cat. A black cat. For a while, as she bumped along, Nellie thought about what a gathering might be. It sounded risky, especially without her clever old woman, and she was just wishing she were back in the cottage, hanging from her peg, when out from the weeds slipped a cat as black as chimney soot. "There you are," he said. "And who might this child be?" "It's Nellie," said Tom. "We are moving." "But you will be with us later?" asked the black cat. "Yes, indeed," said Big Tom. "Good," said the black cat. "Bring Nellie." He slipped away again into the woods. When he was gone, Nellie said, "Another cat?" "You will see them all tonight," said Big Tom. "And I can watch what you do?" asked Nellie. "You will do it with us, I expect," said Big Tom. Nellie was surprised to hear this, but she began to think that whatever happened at a gathering, it might be rather nice to be one of the friends who gathered. They came soon after to the foot of a little hill and started up, just as the day was dimming to a close. "I have never been off my peg so late before," said Nellie. "You will like it," said Big Tom. Ooh, moonshine. When they came to the top of the hill, Big Tom said, "This is the place. We are just in time." And then the moon swam up round and full. This is full moon, friends. Look at that view. "Oh my," said Nellie. "Yes," said Big Tom. "I knew you would like it." Out from the shadows, the cats began to gather. One of them started to sing, and then they were all singing, and all began to dance in the moonlight. "Oh my," said Nellie. Look at all these other cats. Up rose Big Tom on his strong legs and bowed to Nellie. Would you care to dance? He asked her. Nellie felt a stirring in her wooden limbs, and he stood up. She stood up, tall in the old woman's hat, and stepped out over the brim. Can you imagine that? I somehow thought you could, said Big Tom. At a gathering, he said. Is it magic? Whispered Nellie, and Big Tom answered. Moonshine, mostly. Then he took her paw in his, and she leapt and dipped and spun like a dancer on a stage, and the cats all danced around her. Ooh, dancing cats! Dance, 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 dance. Meow, 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 meow. Moonshine. They danced and sang till moon set, and then the others said goodbye and went away, but Nellie and Big Tom stayed behind to watch the sun come up. Now, said Big Tom, down the other side of this hill is a new old woman's cottage. Shall I take you with me? I thank you very much, said Nellie, but I do believe this is the place for me. I want to make my home here. Suit yourself then, said Big Tom, but Nellie could see that he was pleased. Will you come and visit me? She asked. Of course, said Big Tom. I will see you often. So he left her in a comfortable hollow tree with a fine view of the wide, wild world, and he moved along with his tail held high. Nellie stayed in the tree, though she never forgot her clever old woman. She was happy and content. And every night, when the moon was full, there was a gathering of friends. Big Tom would come and Nellie danced with him. But most of the time, she danced all on her own. The end.